Hey! Hello! Oh, I'm gonna drink, BRB. Water has been drunk. We're good. We're good. Time for more sea cats. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Let's stop the music. We'll start already, quickly. Fastly, tussly. Goddamn. I am quite hyped to play episode 2. I don't know what it has in store for us at all, but I am genuinely hyped. I do not... I was thinking of other things, right? I was thinking of other things. I'll finish that up, right? I'll point that out before we start, because after this it will be episode 2. It won't be episode 1 anymore. I won't be able to bring it back up. All right? So, give me a moment to open up Paint. Okay, Umineko shard. Here we go. We're gonna switch scenes. Right. So, I was thinking about this, right, last time, while I was walking out to the groceries. I was thinking about this. I was thinking, what the fuck? How am I supposed to solve this, right? Like the Kinzo thing with Natsui and Eva, right? Because I was so confused. Since there's no way that Kinzo got killed by being pushed over. And there is no way... Like, there is no possible reason I saw for him to live, right? Why would he leave his safe room? The obvious answer would be something with Beatrice, right? But even then, he probably wouldn't, right? That's what where like a light bulb shone across my head, like just above my head. And it just bing. And I realized he never left his room. He never left it. The entire time, even when they came, he just ate somewhere, but he never, ever left the room. Why would he? It is the safe room. It is the safest room in the entire building. There is nowhere safer. Why would he leave it? Right? Like, even if Beatrice called him over, like, his entire point is to revive Beatrice so he gets to be with her. Right? Why in the world would he decide to go out and get himself in trouble before the 10th twilight, right? There's no reason. There is no reason. Anyone sensible would just stay inside of his room. And Kinzo is sensible. Kinzo has some degree of cognition. So, my theory, right, as to what happened with the Kinzo room, the reason why Kinzo knew where the receipt was, the reason why the receipt didn't move, and the reason why no one could find him, was because he just stayed there. And no one bothered, you know, checking again. Why would they? Like, it is so obvious. Everyone all throughout kept asking why would he leave and why would he be killed, right? How could he leave? He didn't. That's it. That's the answer. For me, that's the answer. He just... Let me write it down, right? He didn't leave. Right? And so what I think happened with Eva and Dedoshi, the person came in, killed them, left, relocked the chain, probably with like a mechanism or something. Which, if you know the building, how the building works, which you probably do, considering they've lived here for like years, they probably locked it from the outside. Then they went to search for our good friend Kinzo, killed Kinzo in his study, right? Because that's where he would be. He was found in his study, was killed there, was dragged along to the boiler, and on the way, the killer decided to like drop a tag on the door of Eva and Hideyoshi. Right after the others found out Like right after Genji and Shannon found out. So he proceeded to drag Kinzo down to the boiler room, burn him there, and then wait for someone to come. Which, by the way, is surprising that they would wait for someone to come in the boiler room, because that would mean that they expected that only one person would show up instead of like multiple. Hi, Palapo. Yeah, Kinzo didn't leave. That's what I'm summarizing it at. There's a lot of details I don't know because I just can't know because I wasn't told, right? Like if I knew exactly how the lock worked, I would have cracked this open like already. The biggest indicator was the fact that she had shoes. They didn't mention it besides once, but she had shoes on. That's the biggest indicator. The rest doesn't matter, she had shoes on. That meant she left the bed. And then was dragged to the bed. So, Beatrice is a fat liar when she said she just opened the door and killed them while they were laying on the bed and in the shower. Same for him for the fact that Hideyoshi looked like he was attacked. There's no way he was attacked if he was attacked like by a giant floating stick. You know? So I was thinking about why all of this, and I think that's about it. I still think Jessica is involved. Not that much, right? I don't know to what degree of an accomplice Jessica is. She definitely isn't like helping them all along throughout, like constantly. But Jessica definitely helped the killer. And Rosa is a killer. That's it. I just realized too, like, okay, the reason the umbrella, everyone kept thinking, who could it be, right? Who could do the umbrella? But the real question is, how could they do the umbrella? Like, I just realized this. How could they do the umbrella? Who the fuck would know that Maria is in the garden, in the rain, drowning under the rain without an umbrella? Who could know? The kids do, but the kids went back to the guest house. Rosa does, and Rosa was alone and has no alibi. It's Rosa. Rosa was the one doing the umbrella. Rosa pissed everyone off with the umbrella to like to put a sense of mystery or something. That's it. Rosa is 100% confirmed. In my mind, Rosa is 100%. Not sure for Jessica, but Rosa 100%, and I'm going to put a 100 here. Here we go. That's it for me. And that's it for episode 1, where I'll save this, right? And we're gonna open up a new document. Right? And this is going to be Umineko chart part 2. Okay. Let's start the game. Let's start the game, finally. Here we go. And we'll leave it at that for now. Okay, so we did the tea party, we did the outer world tea party, the tea party for those who are not human. And now it is time to start episode 2. Did I start it already? No, I didn't. Start episode 2. The difficulty is extreme. We'll see how that goes. Maybe... Theory is very obviously fictional and fantastic in nature. That would imply the witch is real. She isn't. Okay, can you hear the game properly? I'm gonna lower it on my end. Here we go. Okay. George-sama, please look! They're so cute! Look, look! The Monterey is a sad face. Oh, that's a manta ray. I thought that was just like a giant leaf. I was wondering what the fuck that was. So it's a manta ray. Okay, good to know. We learn something new every day. Let's go. What the okay? What? Shannon found a pair of hammerhead sharks swimming playfully in the tank, and looked as excited as a great schooler seeing an aquarium for the first time. Yeah, they really are cute. What is on his shirt? Wait. What the fuck is that on his shirt? Two tequilas. That is the worst shirt I've ever seen. That is absolutely dog shit shirt. Let me take a flash too, no. We'll see. Just, that is the worst shirt ever. Yeah, they really are cute. Almost makes me want to eat them. My angry ass could never go to an aquarium. Never. I feel so sorry for them. Did you know? Here's the Japanese are the only people in the world who go to aquariums and say how delicious everything looks. Yeah, probably. Is that so? I'm sure even Americans and Italians would want to eat these. George, Destroyer and Devourer of Pets. This is proof he's evil. There's gonna be a killer in one of these. Oh, fuck. Okay. Those clothes look good on you. Really? I accidentally, Shannon clutched at her chest with both hands in embarrassment. She apparently felt like she was being made fun of for wearing these clothes she wasn't used to. So George's face didn't show it. It actually said something so completely unexpected that it surprised even him. And he was as embarrassed as Shannon on the inside. However, when he saw how embarrassed Shannon was, he decided to imagine he was teasing a girl he liked. And instead of embarrassment, a ticklish amusement welled up in him. No, he wasn't just imagining it. He really was teasing the girl he liked. But now, he wouldn't have expected to hear a line like that anywhere these days. Not even in a manga or something. In fact, if he'd seen another couple acting like this, his first instinct would be to start throwing rocks at them. What the fuck, George? George, why is that your first instinct? George! What is wrong with you, George? Jesus fuck. Even if someone were to start throwing rocks at us now, no one would! No one would do that. I'm sure that we'd no different than confetti celebrating our relationship. What? The fuck? George Nuke. True. No, I can't even remember these lonely days. When I felt jealous of couples who were completely oblivious to their surroundings. To use an old-fashioned phrase, these really are rose-colored days I'm living in. I'm so entranced that I barely notice that massive tank in the world's largest aquarium anymore. Instead, all I see is the expressions flitting across Shannon's face as she plays with the fish. What do you mean, plays? What do you expect from someone who would eat cute animals in dresses like a Gendo Ikari knockoff? I do not know who Gendo Ikari is, but I will assume that is a big insult. I will assume that you just insulted him like very violently. And to that I agree. To that I agree. It's amazing, isn't it? It's my first time seeing a tank large enough for a whale to swim in. That is impressive, yeah. I heard this tank is the biggest selling point here. And it's the biggest in the whole world. This is the Evangelion. Oh right, it's the Evangelion guy. I've never watched Evangelion, but I know the guy, I think. I know his look. Is that so? That's amazing. It's really wonderful. It doesn't even look like a tank at all. More like they slapped off a bottle of the sea with a knife and brought it here. You're right. It really is a little sea. Where's the whale? Draw a whale, please. It would be funny. Despite its size, I hadn't thought of the tank as anything more than a tank. That's why I found our metaphor so interesting. No matter how far humans broaden their experiences, they always end up viewing the world through the lens of their own values. Maybe that's why it's so interesting to interact with people who have different worldviews. I voiced my thoughts on this. She responded. Wait, are we playing from his pub? Is episode 2 going to be from George Pub? No, I want Battler! I want Battler! Where's Battler? Where's Best Boy? True, this may not be the real sea. But if those little guys swimming in there believe it's the sea, then that's what it is. Even though they're inside of a finite tank? The sea is finite too. Then again, even the sea were infinite. How much could we cover in our whole lives? Wow, she's being philosophical. That's crazy. Wait, I just received a message. Give me a second. Okay, sorry. I just got a message from my landlord. He tells me I'm evicted and I'm gonna get killed by the mafia tomorrow. So let's enjoy this stream before I die. I'm sure it will only be a minuscule fraction of the sea. You're right. It's ironic, isn't it? Even though the world is so vast, most of us humans live our lives without even leaving our own country. The inhabitants of a place believe they are living in a complete world. Then even the bottom of a narrow well can be a wonderful world, an entire ocean. That leads to the frogs that live there. Jeez, it's so philosophical. So deep. I'm 14 and this is deep. Shannon, who spent her days as a servant on a small island 10 kilometers in circumference called Rokunjima. Me when this type of talk, yeah, same. As I said, it's the type of I'm 14 and this is deep type of dialogue, right? Just, have you ever thought? Oh my god. It reminds me of this one fucking song that really went off in France, which is deep down I know the earth is round. Because after doing a world tour, the only thing I want to do is be back home, right? I'm 14 and this is deep, and I know it is because when I was 14, I really thought that was like the deepest shit ever. Like I thought, oh my god, that song is so fire. Like he says it like it is. He says it like it is. I swear to God. Okay, said that with a smile. Here we go. Turn of the Golden Witch. Oh, that's why the Manta Ray is sad, because he saw giant text pop up underneath. You hear him a battler? Yes! Yeah! Hell yeah! Sure, yeah, Joel, Jessica, Maria, yeah, no, yes! Shannon is first swindling this fish. Kinzo, Cross, Eva, Nasui, Deyoshi, yes! All of them are cool. I love all of them. Not Rosa! I love everyone but Rosa here. Rosa's a mass murderer. Nanjo, Goda, Kumasawa, Cannon, Ronu Genji. Okay, we know his last name. I don't think we knew. Beatrice, okay. So far, I agree. Who else? The music hasn't stopped. Nobody else, okay. What does the na mean? Right? Why is that na in red? Does that mean anything? Like, I know it's for emphasis, but what is it putting emphasis on? Like if it were translated into English. Are we back at the airport? After we finished walking through the whole aquarium, we had a small late afternoon lunch at a restaurant with a nice view. The word buffet has the power to make any boy's heart leap. I was like that myself once, but with Shannon beside me, this buffet felt different. I couldn't shamefully pile on only the things I liked. I was, how should I put it, worried about my appearance and chose a menu suited for a snob. Toast, salad, and coffee. If I'd been by myself, I would have made a pile of oily stuff like yakisoba, mashed potatoes, gratin, and so on. Gratin. Sorry. Shannon, is that going to be enough for you? If it is, then I guess we men are animals with really bad fuel efficiency. True. That's not what I... On Shannon's tray, there was only tea and salad. That sounds awful. That sounds like the worst fucking meal ever. Maybe the mere fact that I thought she was a whole plate short proved I was thinking with a man's stomach. Jolie, I should be asking you the same thing. Don't you think men should eat a little bit more than that? I imagine normally eat much more for lunch, right? Oh, right. Dang. Come to think of it, you already know how much I eat normally because of meals I've had at the Ed family household. Yeah, he's just trying to show off. That's right. So I was worried you might have an upset stomach today. Shannon was kind enough to guess that I wasn't feeling well. Looks like my stupid attempt to show off made her worry. And apparently, my stomach wasn't going to let me show off any longer.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll confess. I was just trying to look cool. I held back just because I was with a girl. I thought so. Considering how much you eat during lunch at the family conferences, I thought this wasn't nearly enough. This stream is sponsored, maybe. This stream is sponsored by the world's biggest aquarium. Epic. Also Ice Epic. But the world's biggest aquarium, we're there. And Shannon and George are like flirting together there. We have not seen anything related to Rokujima yet. Please, don't be so reserved, and feel free to choose another dish. It's not fair for only me to be embarrassed. What about you, Shannon? How will you be able to keep up with Yushirimi's workload on such a sparse diet? Why is she moaning? Why are you moaning? Why? Did that make her aroused? Does being embarrassed make her aroused? Holy shit, what a freak! Shannon fell silent and blushed bright red. Apparently, I wasn't the only one showing off. When I realized that, my embarrassment disappeared completely. Oh, so that's not enough for you either, is it? Usually a bit more than this for lunch. Mid. Rhetorical thinking. Are you saying George is mid? In which case I agree. George surely is mid. Give me a second. I'm grabbing a Fanta. Here we go. Well, she's a play completely underwater. The aquarium is actually Rokujima and Nola main. That would be great. That would be great. That would be like a great twist. I would love that. A woman's stomach is made of magic, so this is enough. I think you're making shit up. I think you're lying, Shannon. Swear to God, stop moaning. We've both been showing up to each other. Let's not hold back anymore, shall we? Wait, wait. I need to inaugurate the paint document, right? I need to inaugurate this. So let's inaugurate it with like the biggest tank ever, right? Then this is, you know, filled with water. Like this, right? Fill it with water here. No, there's a tiny hole there. Here we go. Perfect. And then here we draw a whale. Like big teeth, right? Big white teeth. Like inside of this we turn, oops. We turn gray. Then we give it big red, white teeth by putting like some black. Here we go. This is what whales look like, by the way. And then there's a shooting spark of water. Alright, and we're gonna make it full on George with his shit-ass suit that I'm gonna color green. Alright. That way we start the game with him being unhappy. There we go. Perfect. A wrench with teeth. Okay. Listen, don't be rude. Don't be rude. Where's the soldier live again? Oh, you weren't here last time? Apparently we're doing this again. Here we go. Perfect. That's a whale, right? I forgot the fin. Give me a second. Here you go. Fin. Okay, my whale drawing is perfect. That's a good start to the shot. Perfect. But yeah, from what I understand of what's going on, because we failed last attempt, right? This is episode 1 was utter failure. Everyone died. Everyone fucked up. And so we're doing this again. This time, I don't know how it's different. Maybe like there are different starting conditions. Maybe the characters are going to realize what happened last time. But we know for a fact that apparently we were looping through it again. I don't know if it's a time loop. I don't know if it's just a complete reset. I don't know if it's a dream. I don't know. We'll see. But George is alive again. Give me a second. I'm gonna drink some Fanta. Alright. So we've both been showing up to each other. Let's not hold back anymore, shall we? I smiled to show that I wouldn't make fun of her anymore and rose from my seat. After finally coming to Okinawa, it'd be a waste if we didn't eat some bitter... I remember this. I remember Okinawa. I remember them talking about Okinawa. I know it's a city. I know it's a city in Japan. I know it's not. It's not what I'm talking about. It's not what I'm talking about. Let me go back there just so I can show off what I'm talking about. This, the portrait epitaph here. If I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, they were talking about Okinawa as a possible destination for the key. I remember this. They were saying a big chance that it was in Okinawa or something. And we're talking about fish. I think implying the aquarium is where the key is. Is this like a tour of the aquarium, right? You follow, right, the Sweet Fish River, it's telling you to like look at all the fish in the aquarium. You seek the Golden Land, yes. Follow its path downstream in search of the key. It's telling you to like follow the tour, right? Just go around the aquarium. As you travel down it, you'll see a village, a school of fish, maybe. Look for the shore, maybe it's like, you know, the viewing gallery of the aquarium. And there sleeps the key. That's probably like the homeless man that's been sitting in the aquarium for like a few decades. And no one's bothered to like get out. And he is the key. He doesn't have the key, he is the key. Right, that's it. Honestly, that's my theory now. That's the riddle solved. Okay, and by the way, I just realized, let me see. Let's see if something changed. Iwai Debiyoshi's son. An affable young man liked by everyone in the family. Not me. He is currently studying as an assistant for his father's company, and it seems he dreams of making it on his own one day. As the oldest of the four cousins, he acts as their leader and arbitrator. Hope not. Young but experienced servant. She's normally calm and performs her job efficiently, but she messes up when she gets nervous. Okay, we did read all of this. Oh, the portrait epitaph was here too. Okay. Okay, it is here. Nothing changed. Right? Yes, it is still the same layout. Okay, here we go. It would be a waste if we didn't eat some bitter melon. We'll get some fried bitter melon or something. I guess it's local food. Shannon, come with me. Come on, come on. If she gets me to moan like every other fucking line of dialogue, I swear to God, I will kill her. To anyone watching us, we might seem like an incredibly charming and embarrassing couple. Is there a dark truth? What's wrong? What's the but? It's only after becoming a couple that you realize. Realize what? To us, this exchange of words did everything, our entire world. Oh my God, so corny. This guy is so corny. Jesus. Move on. Dump her. This is not good for your health, man. You need to move on. That's why no matter how much everyone else stares at us with blank expressions, we never notice. Indeed, at this age, I finally understand the feelings of couples who want to endlessly flirt without any regard for their surroundings. After I returned with a plate piled up with fried food, Shannon arrived with a pretty cake. He eats cake? As her dinner? She didn't even eat like a salad. But I don't think it'll fix the stoicism. We resumed our lunch. Even though it's a restaurant with a view of the sea, it's so cloudy. Luckily, our window seat gave us a view of the seaside scenery, so grandiose. To an extent beyond the field of vision. The shore is there. And ironically, I believe this is opening up within finding the key. However, because of the cloudy sky, we're only seeing a fraction of its usual beauty. That's right. If it were clear, we'd undoubtedly see the deep blue sea. Yep. I'll bet you're already used to the sea around Okajima, but the deep blue of the sea here would surely have been a sight to see. It's a real shame. Oh, but no matter how blue the sea is at work, it might as well be grey to me. She's gonna say the corniest shit ever. Watch. At this instant, an angry customer beat George to death with one of the shares. Yeah, way too corny. He was reading the meals of everyone else. Awful. Awful stuff. Awful stuff. Here we go. I'm not working today, so apparently Shannon was doing her best to say an embarrassing lie. Yeah, I know, I see that. I already know what she's saying. But I didn't let her get off easy. Look close. If only you say when watching the sea alone with you, George-sama, it looks deep blue no matter how grey it is. I'd have given you full marks on the prize. Jeez. This guy. This fucking guy. God, stop moaning! I'm sorry. She gets up on this. Genuinely, like, there's no fucking way. She gets up on this. Like, what is that? Jesus. Wanna hear what the price was? If you don't mind telling me. Death. No, I won't tell you. George was sent to raise him and tells her always real himself. What a tactic. What a genius. That's not fair. When I was in elementary school, I was always a kid who got bullied. Really? No. Really? No. I thought you were one as a bullier. No way. No way. When everyone teased me, I grew nervous and speechless, to the delight of the bullies. Back then, I wondered why everyone teased me. But now, teasing Shannon like this, I understand why. Oh my god. What are you saying? What are you saying? And be like, sure, just Shannon. Hell yeah. This is so much fun. This guy. I can play with her emotions wherever I please. The music stopping too there. I think I'm gonna put it there. Here we go. He's liked by everybody, by the way. Yeah, he is. He is. And I can't have them alone to myself. Right now, I can't think of any greater pleasure. Killing people. That's why I have to go easy on her. It's not as though I want to make her feel embarrassed and upset. But I decided to be nice and change the subject. It's like, yeah, no, it's just, it fucking kills me. God. Best not to be too obstinate. Oh, thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, you didn't miss much. I can have them all to myself. Right now I can't think of any greater pleasure, that's why I have to go easy on her. So that's why I want to make her feel embarrassed and upset. So I decided to be nice and change the subject. Best not to be too obstinate. When you finish your lunch, do you want to take a walk on the beach? Maybe the clouds will clear up and we'll get a beautiful view of the sea. That's right. I want to go see it. Yeah, let's do it. But the cake really does look delicious. Maybe I'll go get one of those too. You mustn't. If you eat cake after eating so much, you'll get fat. He isn't. He's fat already. Are you telling me you ate nothing but cake? Shannon, that's not healthy. It looks like Yoshi-sama's blood is pretty thick in you. George, you'll get chubby if you don't take care. Rude. Shannon, you'll stop liking me if I get fat, will you? Now she's only with you for your appearance, man. You look so beautiful. Let me finish my cat and give me a second. Okay, here we go. After all, I wouldn't stop liking you if you got fat. I didn't mean it that way. If you don't take good care of your body, it will be bad for your health. Oh. The fuck is that? Oh. Mother warns me all the time too. I wonder if I'll have to take up Tai Chi Chuan or something like she does and get some exercise. Oh, okay. Some exercise thing. When going on a diet, it's better to start by rethinking your eating habits rather than just exercising all the time. Apparently, the exercise only helps if you're eating well first. True. In other words, you're telling me to hold up on the cake, huh? I guess I'll just have to gaze at you while you stuff your cheeks with it, Shannon. We lost Uhu for how? Yeah, I love the Uhu. It's a shame it's gone. Maria's dead, it's only the two of them, by the way. A whole cake is probably too much. But maybe just half of one would be okay. Here, it's really delicious. Oh nice, oh nice of her. Got her own cake and tried to move half to my dessert plates. I had no doubt that she wanted to share the delicious cake's flavor with me. However, I meanly pulled my plate away from her. She blinked in surprise. She couldn't seem to figure out if I was refusing the cake or not. So I winked, opened my mouth and said, weird. Giggle. But that's what you really wanted. Eesh, you're such a pampered child, George Tama. The first half hour's topics have been manipulating fish for enslavement, food, their work like raise and food. Yeah, and don't forget the fact that I just realized The big zoom in on the on her. The sprite is not upscaled properly. Oopsie. Give me a second. I clicked the wrong thing. What's the word? Yeah, for Sephic, since you weren't here, I figured out, right? Because you probably want to know. I figured out really quickly. Kinzo never left the room. The reason why people couldn't find Kinzo is because he never left his room. They searched way too quick. He was hiding in it. That's it. He was staying in his room. This is not confirmed, but this is my theory. He just hid in there and never moved, and that's the reason why nobody could find him. And it's just the most logical thing. That explains everything. If he stayed in his room. Okay. Say, we're partly embarrassed, partly exasperated in the face. Shannon offered the cake to me with a fork. Chomp. It tasted like a cheap chocolate cake you might find anywhere. And yet, it was exceptional. Because eating cake in such an embarrassing way, as if we were a couple of perfect fools, had been my dream for many years. Okay, well that's cute. Fair enough. Made this cake's flavors evenly. If the earth is destined to end, I wouldn't have any regret if it happened right now. It was such a moment of bliss. And she dies. After that, we gathered shells, ran from waves, and enjoyed each other's company while walking along the beach. In the end, the clouds never parted. However, we both believed that the sea reflected in the heights what was a deep blue. Oh shit, it's the Umineko themselves. It's the seagulls are crying. Holy shit. Somehow, I'm so happy. Some distraction, aquarium on Okinawa is actually fantastic. Yeah, they said there's a whale swimming there. I need to see that. I want to see that one day. This tribe got a whale there. It's crazy. But it scares me. You do say that from time to time. What is it you're afraid of? I'm a servant of the Ushiromiya family. For someone like me to be walking like this with a member of the family. It just felt like it was too much for me. I'm also surprised. I didn't just meet you yesterday or today, Shannon. We've known each other for years now. However, we can only meet during those family meetings that only happen a few times a year. Back then, I couldn't even imagine having the sort of relationship where I could spend time with you like this. So, wait. What's happening? So, we got... I just realized they're fiancés now? They're fiancés. So, what happened last time did happen, but they survived? And all the seagulls came down and pecked George to death. Yeah, they started crying all over him, and it's over. Worst Umineko part. We'll see, we'll see. Was the same for you too, right? I thought she was gonna say fuck no. With the certain pause in the sounds. I did imagine it. No, I mean, maybe I should call it dreamt it. Yeah, exactly. I did think about what it'd be like being in a relationship with you, a boy who was always so gentlemanly and considerate. Thought it was only a fantastic dream. And we must have your believing heart to thank for a relationship. Magic dwells in the power of love. So I'm sure that magic brought us together. Yeah, no. You don't say magic did bring you back, indeed. It brought you together. I accidentally snapped my knee against the table, it hurts. You're right. I really do think it was magic. And then Battler comes up, beats it up. It wasn't magic! It wasn't magic! Stop saying that! And you know, that's not actually true. As you kept looking more and more beautiful every year, you became a larger and larger presence in my mind too. If the same thing happened to you, then the fact that we're here today is simply an inevitable consequence, rather than something caused by magic or a miracle. No. A miracle did happen. George, you stopped walking down the beach, gazing out beyond the sea. A miracle? No, it was magic. Badler comes up again. It happened. I was bewildered by that slightly mysterious phrase, which I sometimes heard her use. Magic, you say? Yes, magic. I thought you'd believe me if I explained, so I won't. But this bit of magic definitely had the power to bring the miracle that brought us together. Yeah, it's... okay. Bizarre. Also, I don't remember it well being there, but it's got the biggest shock in the world and was very impressive. My visit, who knows what changed. Yeah, fair enough. I was wondering... they just said there was a whale in the biggest tank ever. Honestly, I would love to see it. That sounds like a really cool visit. But that also is very expensive and I do not have the money to go to Japan. I don't think I ever will. Not gonna lie. Okay, here we go. Are you talking about some kind of ritual? Yeah, you might call it something like that. Except that it really was magic, not just some ritual. Hmm? Maybe it's all girls, not just Shannon, who tend to intrigue in contests as miracles or coincidences. Okay, for a man like me, an encounter with a girl is 70% hard work to make her try and like you, 20% courage, and 10% coincidence. The part that means everything to her is a much smaller factor in my mind. Maybe that way of thinking itself is calculating and typical of men. I will forgive him for saying that, it is the 1980s. But if I said that out loud, it might dissolve all kinds of magic. To my mind, there were a lot of coincidences, compromises, and expended effort on both sides before we gained the relationship we have today. At the culmination of all that, we get to spend this joyful moment together. And if she wants to call that magic, I've got no objections to her choice of words. So I'll stand up for that magic. You're right. If the same fate were repeated 100 times, maybe you and I could get into a relationship like this only one of those times. In the other instances, even though we'd be aware of each other, maybe we would have only maintained a reserved relationship after all that time. From the perspective of those other me's and you's, you and I are undoubtedly in a miraculous relationship right now. That's not what I meant. It really was magic. No matter how often you tell a man something like this, I'll never believe it. Shannon didn't believe me at all either. I believe you. I waited for the magic to fade away because I didn't believe in it. George. In a small voice, I apologize for saying something that trivialized our magic. Shannon seemed to be glad to hear me say that. After all, if two people believe in the magic of love, it becomes eternal. But instead of whale shark, so superior accurate when they started putting whale sharks around in the 1880s. Ah, okay. Okay. Good to know, thank you. Oh, that's right. I was wondering if you'd be willing to agree to a little whim of mine. Yes? What is it? You call me George-sama, right? It's not that I dislike it, but would you consider not calling me that anymore? Of course, you have to keep up your appearance with the Ushiramiya family, so I wouldn't force you to do so during your everyday routine on Rokujima. But when we're alone, I'd rather you didn't call me that. Yeah, let's make that a rule. A rule? What would happen if I violated that rule? Kinky, Shannon. Kinky. Maybe we should have some kind of punishment game if she breaks a rule. Yes, what should it be? Want to hear? No, I don't want to hear. So kinky. We're freaks. I'll have to think about what it should be. Okay. George. Sam. I don't know the way that sounds. I have no idea like what the honorifics mean. So like to me it's just like one syllable difference. I'm so happy, Shannon. I also have another name. It's Sayo. Oh, this happened before Rokunjima. This happened before Rokunjima. Okay. This is not like a flash forward. This is not like a reboot or something. This happened before Rokunjima entirely. Right? Like this is what's the word? This happened before the events of the last game, because in the last game, or in the first episode, he already knew that her name was Sayo. Like, used it with her, commonly. I see. The rules gotta be fair, after all. I'll follow it too, and from now on, I'll call you Sayo. Okay? Sayo? Yes! I held the shoulder and drew her close. When I forcefully pulled her delicate body towards me, she dove into my chest like a doll. As I held her head in my arms, we both looked at the horizon. What a deep blue sea. I'm so happy we got to look at this sea, just the two of us. Me too. I'm so glad to have a chance to look at this deep blue sea with you. They're so corny, it's crazy. As we gazed at the great sea and the light rain began to sprinkle down, we kept listening to each other's heartbeats. The sound of waves flows into my ears. No, it's the sound of an enraged sea. My body, bathed in painfully cold splashes, does not allow me to forget. It won't let me forget the memories of the day my old fate was broken and smashed. Once, tomorrows were literally like looking into a mirror. All I ever saw there was the person I already was. Tomorrow was absolutely different from today. This is from the perspective of Shannon, I think. I hope George got all sorts of sand in his shoes. Evil Sefik. You can't wish that upon people. Even the worst person ever. You're evil, Sefik. That was my fate. But then, for the first time, I saw a different fate beyond the mirror. The witch whispers to me. No. Not Shannon. She tempts me to take a bite out of the fruit of knowledge. She torments me, saying I'll be furniture as long as I stay in God's paradise. So I decided to choose the path of knowing love and try to become a person. Those days were like sweet honey. But at the time, I didn't realize that they'd be the start of a new kind of suffering. Back to Rokunjima. I've arrived at a small island on a motorboat I've only just learned how to use. That reminds me, I still remember the shrine. On the Rokunjima Island, the shrine and the nest for the seagulls. I remember them putting emphasis on that. On the shrine that had collapsed in the previous years. No, this can only be called a small island. It's little more than a rock jutting out of the water. On this rock is a torii and a small shrine. Did she find the gold key? It was probably built to worship the god and deity of Rokunjima. Even though I don't know exactly what it signifies, I know it has to be something holy. Even in a place like this, I've got to take just one more look around to see if there's anyone who might get mad at me for coming. I see nothing but the stormy ocean, Niijima looking in the distance, and the waves breaking against Rokunjima's steep cliffside. It's the golden key. I ready myself. Timidly approach the small shrine, and takes a mirror that lies there as an offering. The mirror looks old, cloudy, and dirty. That would probably make any normal mirror seem horribly cheap. However, since the mirror has been placed in this small shrine, its appearance seems to give some sort of divine quality to it. And there's one thing I can tell. This is no simple mirror. It may seem like an old battered mirror to a non-believer like myself, but it has a great significance. Is it really okay to break this after being captivated by Oni's words? No, this isn't really a mirror. This is the life I couldn't escape until today. My fate. I'll break it. I'll smash it and seize the life that lies beyond this mirror. If I don't smash it, my life will be a pair of facing mirrors forever. Nothing will ever change in the slightest. The witch whispers to me. She tells me to take a bite of the fruit of knowledge. Or maybe I've already tasted of that fruit. After all, I've already experienced those maddening emotions. What? Just as Adam and Eve felt compelled to pluck their fig leaves, I can no longer go on without breaking this mirror. I struggled with conflicting emotions for many days before this moment. Inside my heart, the virtuous part of me kept on fighting the part that sides with the witch. And now here I am. Mirror confirmed for Smash. Good one. she brought the mirrors out later. Crazy. There's a part of me that's here right now. Win or lose. There's only one thing I know. To obtain something, you must be ready to lose something. Cowards who don't risk anything will never try to change anything. Will never be given the key that opens the path to a new future. That key is already in my hands. And that key is to break this. To smash it. Is there any other effort that can make us furniture imprisoned in Rokenjima? No. This is the only way for me. Come, have courage. I'll free myself from being mere furniture. And by accepting a new kind of suffering, I'll become human. This is surely a small, yet large trial I must impose on myself. Come on, smash it. I'll smash to pieces the eternally unchanging fate that imprisons me. I raise the mirror high, think back on the days of conflict that came before, and, finishing my reflections in the blink of an eye, I throw it down. The thunder roars, crying out against me for my outrageous act. Surely it's the hatred of angels trying to banish me from eternal paradise. I look down in the mirror, tumbling at my feet, broken into equal parts, and after making sure I've accomplished my task, I scream up at the raging skies. I kept my promise! Now, it's your turn to keep yours, right? Thunder roars once more. I've already been banished from paradise, so I'll have to struggle on my own if I want to live. The witch told me, that is the single element of this world. To lose it means losing the world. Like a canteen with a hole in the bottom can be filled, no matter how much water you pump into it. I've kept my promise. Now, it's your turn to keep yours. Please, grant my wish. Beatrice! Wow. What the fuck is going on? Another cinematic. Okay, let's go. Hi, Beatrice. Let's watch the cinematic together. Let's see what goes on. Hi, Maria. Hi, Battler, best boy. Oh, the same as last time. It's the same cinematic as last time. I'm gonna let it play because it's a cool cinematic. That's the first circle, by the way, that showed up. The first mutual circle. That's pretty cool. I'm recognizing the stuff now. Yeah, we saw 2 of these. Okay. Welcome to Rokenjima. Thank you. It's a good cinematic, I do like it. It's a good one. My man wandered. Back to the days when I could barely imagine the happiness I have now. I was a middle schooler at the time. Okay, Is this entire episode going to be from George's perspective? Please don't. Please tell me it isn't 180,000 words from George's perspective. Please, I beg you. A normal girl who thought about love as much as you'd expect of someone that age. Okay, thank fuck. But in truth, it was wrong of me to have that dream. After all, I am furniture. Furniture is nothing more than a tool, not a human. As a person, less than a human. Simply assuming an education was an enormous blessing. So in reality, even thinking about falling in love was more than I deserved. The Ushiromia family conference was a customary event held every October, but relatives sometimes visited at other times. Of course, but didn't come just to drink tea. On this day, Eva's family was visiting the Ed family on Rokunjima. The 3 members of Cross's family and the 3 members of Eva's family had gathered in the parlor, and were having a friendly chat about recent events. Genji had supposedly told Kinzo of Eva's family arrival, but it still hadn't come down. He was probably immersed in his research, and couldn't spare the time. This often happened, so the others waited patiently for the fickle father to arrive. Oh, promising. Make sure you work hard under your father, building the skills you'll need if you want to land him an end soon. Thank you very much. I've learned countless precious things from the many experienced people Father has introduced me to. And these were all things I could never have learned in school. When you're in school, it's not math and language you're learning. What they're really teaching you is a right outlook and attitude for learning more. Once you've got that base, you can finally start a long period of study that'll last your entire life. People who don't get this end up spending their whole lives as fools who never learn. Just getting full marks in math and language won't do you any good at your company. I love Hideyoshi. We love Hideyoshi here. This is a Hideyoshi lover stream. If you're in this stream, that means you officially like Hideyoshi. Indeed, that is exactly right. Hideyoshi-san, your style of education never fails to impress me. George isn't quite a full man yet. He'd better always keep that in mind and embrace his studies. Stop it, dear. George is always giving it his all. Right. Worst right ever. Truly admirable. I wish your Jessica could learn from him. Ish. Are you still holding a grudge about that test score? I'm studying for the test the best I can. At least don't say it here. Pissing me off. Jesus. Once people started praising George for his diligence, the conversation usually turned to Jessica, who aced studying. Jessica made an openly displeased face, so she'd know this would happen. My. Schoolwork aside, it seems Jessica has better learned to show the world a little more gracefully. How improper for the single daughter who bears the weight of the Shiromiya family crest. Do we get to, Okay, we're back to this. And why is Beatrice not here? Like last time. That's weird. We don't have the letters anymore. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Come now, she's quite appealing in her own way, isn't she? Times change. The time when we ought to act over us to entertain ended long ago. True. That's right. I knew you'd understand, Aunt Eva. My headache is truly trying today. Are you okay? Natsui, you're looking a bit pale. Thank you, I am fine. Still, time really has flown. It feels like just yesterday when you would run around half naked by the beach and come back soaked. Wasn't your Jessica-chan the same? Now she's a lady who fussed in the road to put on makeup. She has makeup? Why is Eva the only one without those like red lines? Right? Like those tiny little red lines under the eyes. She's the only character without them, I think. I think they all got them. No, it doesn't. She doesn't. Oh. The adults don't, the kids do. It's all the kids who do. Okay. Built differently. Checks out. Checks out. The adults don't get those marks. I think that's... Okay, that's probably the indicator of who's an adult and who's not. Got it. Doesn't Beatrice have them too, actually? I'm not sure, we'll see. Wasn't Jessica Chan the same? No, she's lady, so she's okay. Look at you focused on your eyebrows. You look really cute today. Thank you very much. No one noticed, so I was a bit unsure of myself. What's my rose Jessica's face is the result of her own studies. Were finally appreciated. Eva smiled back in the same way. Then she turned that smile towards Natsui. Come on, Natsui-san. You must take notice of small changes in your own child. Poor Jessica-chan. You probably wanted your mother to notice first, didn't you? No problem, no problem. That person never notices anything. That person. Wow. Jessica really does not like her mom. Jessica. I cannot condone you speaking of your mother in such a fashion. Yeah, no shit. Okay, that's completely warranted. Apologize. Later, I will speak to you at length about your language. Yeah, no, okay. This is not a matter of being strict, this is just decency. You don't call your mother that person. Jesus. Yeah. If you don't want kids getting in your way, just say so. I'm gonna take a step outside. It's getting stuffy in here. Jessica. Jessica was still at the age where tests and entrance exams are pretty nerve-wracking. Because that changes with age? Eva can't only dunk on Natsui, she can even assist others to dunk on her. All-star actor. Eva is just that cool. We love Eva here. Recently, she clashed often with her mother, who was enthusiastic about her education. Excuse me. Yeah? Jessica, who was trying to leave the parlor in a bad mood, bumped into Shannon, who was pushing a serving cart filled with tea. Ah, Shannon, no need to worry about my tea. I'm just gonna go water around the garden. My lady! Shannon, the tea is getting cold. Serve it quickly. My apologies. Shannon hadn't actually done anything wrong. But Natsui, who felt like something shameful to herself had been shown, lashed out at her emotionally. This was something that often happened in the Shiromiya family, but it seemed Shannon wasn't strong-willed enough to just accept it and move on. She shrank back and cowered while serving the tea. She had the unfortunate habit of making more mistakes when she cowered. Her pitiful appearance ruined the peaceful atmosphere that had existed a moment before. The episode currently has a very noticeable lack of battler. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. And Battler is not even back in the family at that point in time. Like, Battler is still not Battler Shiromiya. He cast away his name for now, I think. It's only like in a bit that he's gonna come back. He didn't leave the family for like 6 years. It wasn't really Shannon's fault, but she thought she might be the source and felt the pressure on her chest. Her shaking fingers made the utensils clang, and he couldn't have called it graceful, not even just to be polite. The more pitiful she appeared, the greater the silence grew. The more irritating Natsui looked, and the more Shannon cowered. Shannon's thin neck felt like it was being suffocated and choked by the reaper known as stress. At that time, Joe spoke brightly, blowing away the thick atmosphere. This smells nice. What kind of black tea is it? This is... No, don't say it. I'll guess. It's a very distinctive smell, so I probably know it. Is it Earl Grey? I think it probably is. Earl Grey is dog shit. I remember drinking Earl Grey. It's not good. It's not good tea. They don't make good tea at all. Yeah, I'll bet it's Earl Grey. When you get back to the kitchen, check the tin. Oh! George, you know a lot about black tea, don't you? One of the company presidents who's looked after me was very knowledgeable about black tea. I managed to pick up a little while listening to him discussing the subject. Ah, yeah, the president of Okonogi Foods. Yeah, that sort of trivia is that guy's specialty. The names of black tea is often referred to the places were made, right? So, did this come from a place with that name? When I've heard, there was a person called Earl Grey in England long ago. It was named after him. Furthermore, his distinctive smell doesn't come from tea leaves, but from a fruit called bergamot, which is a relative of the mandarin orange. Is that so? I never knew that. It's your tea, you should have known. Learning things like that makes tea taste all the more delicious. Anything goes for alcohol and cigarettes. Fucking love him. Give me a second, I'm gonna blow my nose. Okay, back. My nose is a bit stuffy, it's very annoying. Idushi will save us when Butler can't. Yeah, thank God for Idushi. Thank God for my man, the big man. I'm sure it tastes of a taste of romance. Knowing stuff like this deepens the taste. It's the same as reading the list of benefits on a medicine bottle. That's sweet. You should try reading the explanation on your favorite headache medicine someday. What an asshole. He still has a smile though. That's a wonderful idea. Try it tonight. Yes, I'll do so. Shannon, try opening that pot. You should find some dried bergamot mixed in with the tea leaves. Ah, yes, it's in there. Something like dried orange peels mixed in. Yeah, that's probably bergamot. The main ingredients in Earl Grey scent. The scent is vivid, so man expects the taste to be intense, but it's still gentle and easy to drink. You make it with milk. The scent should become more mild, which works right. If there's anything left in the pot after we've poured for everyone, you really should try drinking it with milk. Ah, yes. Thank you very much. George gave her a small wink. Shannon finally realized that George had kindly swept aside the tense atmosphere in the room. And he had done it for the sake of Shannon herself, a cowering servant. The Ushiramiya family did not pamper the servants. Any display of awkwardness would be harshly punished, so it was rare for them to be given a helping hand like this. Thanks to George's kindness, Shannon managed to regain control of herself and finish serving tea without further incident. As long as she stayed calm, she could carry out her work elegantly and flawlessly. By the time the black tea was laid out on the table, an elegant tent filled the room. The atmosphere had completely returned to its former peaceful mood, and everyone praised George's knowledge. Shannon wanted to thank him for saving her, but it didn't look like she would get the chance. So she decided to at least thank him inside her heart, praying to God that George would hear it as she pushed the serving cart away. Are they not together yet? I'm confused as to the timeline. Did we jump back in time again? Chronologically, when does the mirror breaking happen? I'm so confused. George always lends a helping hand at times like that. By changing the topic or something. Shannon and Jessica were in the rose garden. Give me a second. I realized that I'm literally dying of cold. I'm gonna put on a sweater or something. I'm literally dying of cold. I'm back. Sorry. Ah, fuck. I feel so cold. I don't know why. Okay. Jessica still hadn't returned to the parlor after getting into a fight with her mother, and was nonchalantly killing time here. When I think back on it, I get the feeling this wasn't the first time he's helped me like that. Whenever I make the careless mistake and George was around, I'm pretty sure he'd always naturally smooth things over and restore harmony. Also, as if, what's up? Don't know if I already said that. Maybe it wasn't something as direct as picking up a fork that had been dropped. But that was his way of caring. Even servants have their pride. They want to fix their own mistakes by themselves. And if you get to lend them a hand, they'll lose face. He's really good at reading between the lines when stuff like that happens. Well, I guess it's kind of like an art to him. That guy's more of a show-off than he looks. That's not true. I think he's a really wonderful person. Shannon, you haven't fallen in love with George, have you? For once, Shannon had disagreed with Jessica in a slightly forceful tone, which immediately caught Jessica's attention. No, that's not it. I think. Come to think of it, I've hardly heard any stories about George and love. Oh fuck. I think I remember hearing him say that family-oriented girls were his type, didn't I? Wait, that fits you perfectly, Shannon. It does? How could... I am not, suitable for such a thing. How long are we gonna go on about my romance? Holy shit, just kill her. Like yesterday. Like, come on, just get her killed as a first person again. That would be very funny. Not suitable? Like, no, you aren't. You've known him for so long, you're practically a childhood friend. They say that when you start from a natural relationship where you don't think of the other as a member of the opposite sex, things start to move pretty fast once you finally start thinking about it. There's no doubt. Jessica loved teen magazines with this kind of story, and she was always getting excited talking about that kind of stuff. That kind of thing where we're friends. She was very quick to pick up on love stories like this. My Ika and Miko romance? What? What's the reference to Ikea here? It wasn't the first time Shannon had been exposed to this kind of story. But it certainly was the first time she started thinking of George as a member of the opposite sex. She was furniture, while George was an honored guest and a member of the Usher and Mia family. Oh, Shannon is furniture after all. Oh! I don't know, I forgot about that, yeah. What the fucking deal with furniture? It's so weird. I don't get it. Until now, she'd assumed that even imagining any deeper relationship with him would be impermissible. So she hadn't thought of it. It was someone else's problem, just kept poking fun at it, seeming to enjoy herself. It was all Shannon could do to hide her blushing cheeks. If George were to appear at a time like that, she'd have no chance of keeping her cool. They saw George come out from the entrance hall of the mansion. It looked like he'd seen them as well. He headed over, waving his hand. Shannon had to frantically try and regain her ordinary composure before George reached him. Grandfather finally came down. Really? Incredible. Now we're having an adult discussion, so he chased me out. Nah, escaping then was the right choice. It'd be better to kiss the angel of death than look at grandfather's face. You're rude. You shouldn't speak that way. He doesn't even look that bad. What are you saying? He doesn't look bad. Like at all. This girl's insane. But you know, I think grandfather might think of us as angels of death. After all, we came here to talk about borrowing money for business reasons. That's right, this wasn't the customary annual club or family conference. Iva's family had visited to apply for a business loan from the Ed family. Kinzo had vast resources, and he lent those out to his children. Of course, they didn't borrow money because they were living in poverty. How would they expand their businesses with the vast sums they wanted to borrow? How much interest would be attached, and how long would they have to repay it? This wasn't the sort of loan designed for the poor. It was a loan for those who were on the offensive. He strictly judged whether it would be worth lending out his fortune, and afterwards, he strictly oversaw its use. So Rokonjima would sometimes play host to this spectacle, where relatives visited and described their businesses to Kinzo. To the parents, these meetings burdened them with the strain of having to move a vast amount of money. But to Jessica, who lived on this isolated island called Rokonjima, it was a precious opportunity to meet up with her cousins. Yeah, that sounds awful living here. Like, I'm so sorry for Jessica that she lives here. So being able to talk with the occasional guests such as George like this, immediately cleared the bad mood she'd gotten from that fight with her mother. My family's totally stingy too. They've probably got money to spare, so why not lend it out graciously? Dad and grandfather will probably get pig-headed and act all important. She's a child, she's like 5 at this point, like there's no way. It's natural to be prudent when lending money. Of course, my father will use what he borrows to expand his business, and he came with a plan that promises a solid probability of repayments. Everything else is left to the presentation. But I really wish I could watch from the corner and learn. Mother chased me out. I'm a little let down. It seems the master still tends to scold Cross and Eva as if we were kids. I'm sure she didn't want to let her son see that. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just embarrassment. As Shannon hung her head, she thought back on the scene familiar to those who worked in the mansion. Even Cross, who acted alterly towards his siblings, was still treated like a child by Kinzo. Shannon herself had often seen Kinzo slap Cross and tell him to sit up straight. It was probably very embarrassing to be coerced like that at his age. Yeah, he's like 50, right? 40, 50. Taking care to avoid being present at times like that was one of the important responsibilities held by the servants working here. However, the fact that Shannon had ended up witnessing such a scene meant that she'd messed up at least once in the past. Yes, I imagine so. Maybe figuring that out and staying away is part of a child's duty. Ah! That aside, the flowers in this garden are truly splendid this year. Will we find the one wilted rose again? George stretched as he said that. And he smoothly changed the subject away from one that was a little gloomy. This time, Shannon missed it too. This person, George, could sensitively figure out the situation and always change the subject to something harmonious out of kindness. It was so smooth that Shannon hadn't noticed it until today. Today, Shannon really had to admire the way George did that. Of the boys close to Shannon's age that she'd known, nearly all had been classmates during a period of mandatory education. But they had all been young, and none had possessed the composure George had. Mere moments ago, it'd been just another guest. But right now, she couldn't help but think of him as something more. However, such thoughts were mere distractions from her work as a servant. Shannon tried to chase them away with a small shake of her head. Hmm? What's up? No, it's nothing. Shall I make some tea? I will prepare some more of that Earl Grey. So you remember the name of that tea. I'm glad. Thank you for your concern back then. Shannon was finally able to put her gratitude into words. Finally! Speaking for herself, Jesus. Waifu babe is unable to speak. It's crazy. If you wrote it out, it wouldn't be very long. But Shannon had needed a little spark of courage to say it out loud. But George played dumb. What do you mean? I don't remember doing anything I should be thanked for. He seemed to be playing as a gentleman in his own way, letting her know he wasn't doing it out of a desire for gratitude. George's response seemed to be more or less exactly what Jessica had predicted. He couldn't help but burst out laughing. See? Isn't he a bit of a show-off at times like this? No. That's not. Jessica poked fun at Shannon, as the latter remained silent, red-faced. George didn't know the details, but he naturally joined in, laughing the same way. The three of them lazily walked around the garden, catching up on recent events. George, the oldest cousins, talked about his life experiences. Jessica talked about recent life in Rokkenjima. And Shannon talked about her recent work. They kept going on about these trivial things. Even when Shannon heard the others talk about deeply interesting things, she never felt any particular interest in the actual content of their stories. She was nothing more than a servant, and she had no intention of delving into her masters' lives. She simply wanted them to enjoy their time speaking with her, and would only pretend to listen intently and nod at the right moments. But for some reason, the things George talked about today seemed to catch her interest powerfully. Even things she normally ignored felt like they contained a trace of kindness behind the words. For some reason, she wanted to know more things about George, no matter how trivial. It's because you want to kill him. That's it. That's your style of being a serial killer. That's what happens. You want to kill him. You hate him. So she started fixating at him. See, that's the symptom of being a hater. He thought that, as far as looks went, this Ushirmiya George was probably above average and didn't stick out in any particular way and dresses like dog shit. But he was diligent, serious, and had a deep prudence which allowed him to understand people's hearts and show concern. But she'd never noticed his feelings before now. She may not have met him many times, but she'd known his face for many years. Even so, she hadn't noticed once until now. Shannon, embarrassed by her own obliviousness, blushed. George, perhaps thinking that Shannon would listen intently to his stories, kept talking happily and at length about things he'd done and seen. But Jessica didn't miss that slight change in Shannon. So she decided to change the conversation to the topic she was sure Shannon was most interested in. Oh yeah, come to think of it. George, have you finally gotten a girlfriend or what? Where did that come from? Normally, that reaction should have been answer enough. But for some reason, as she was now, Shannon wouldn't be able to understand it unless he said it clearly. George is very nice. I'm sure. He's very popular. Well, wait it, Shannon. Isn't it cornering like that actually pretty mean? I wasn't trying to be mean. Well, I'm glad that you have that mistaken impression of me. But unfortunately, I still haven't had a relationship with any particular girl. And now Shannon's like jumping, filled with glee. After all, my lips are below average, as you can see. True! And I can't speak tactfully in a way that can entertain a girl. I don't think that's true! And I think a man's charm is decided by something that can't be measured by his appearance. That's why, I think you might be considered a very attractive man, George-sama. Shannon was being uncharacteristically verbose. She hardly ever spoke at such length. George seemed fairly pleased to hear someone applaud his charm like this, but he was just a little surprised at this sudden high praise. Jessica, not sure her guess was spot on, appeared to be barely holding back laughter. Thank you, Shannon. I hope I do bump into a girl who's generous enough to feel attracted to me before too long. Yes, I'm sure you'll run into one. I'm sure there's at least one. I'm sure she's looking at you right now. No, a lot of girls will recognize your real charm. Sigh, it's not being handsome. Yours probably. I mean, no, it did say like 3 seconds ago that he looked like shit. He probably wanted to say that there was at least one girl very close to him. Shannon avoided saying that much during a final line of the service. Really? I guess I'm kind of embarrassed. He had probably never been praised this heavily by a girl before. George's face turned a bright red as Shannon's. As she watched the two of them, Jessica giggled sadistically. Well, I'm sure you eventually bump into a wonderful partner, George. But I doubt you'll be able to properly escort your partner as you are now, right? It looks like you're diligent, but you've completely abandoned your study of that. Well, he has no sex ed? Like at all? Sorry about that. I'll start studying that bit by bit. I know that you plan to do that all by yourself. Are you gonna watch romance movies or something? Or are you gonna learn from Uncle Hideyoshi? Okay, you say this as a joke, but Hideyoshi managed to pull Eva, right? Hideyoshi managed to pull the biggest bad bitch, like, on earth. This guy has talent. Hideyoshi has a lot of talent. George could learn from Hideyoshi. Like, come on. Don't tell me I'm wrong, you know I'm right. Like, yeah, no, genuinely, do ask Hideyoshi. If you manage to get Eva, I can teach you how to get anyone. Like, crazy. Well, you're acting pretty triumphant. But I'm no match for girls when it comes to this sort of thing. Normally, when George and Jessica got together, the parents would say George is diligent and admirable, and Jessica is lazy and rude. True. So it's probably unbearable fun for Jessica to have the roles finally reversed. George realized this as well, so he resigned himself to being the one getting teased for once. Oh, George, as long as you're okay with it, why not practice a bit with Shannon? Oh my god. It will be his job to keep Shannon entertained all day long on a date. What do you think? What are you? But lady! When she heard Jessica's audacious plan, Shannon's face turned bright red with poof, and a donut of smoke started to rise from her head. That's a very tempting plan, but I wouldn't want to burn Shannon. Thank fuck for Jessica being the wingman, wing girl. This would never have happened without her. Crazy. It would just end up wasting one of her precious days off, wouldn't it? I'd be butting in on that sacred time she should be spending alone with someone she really likes. I couldn't do something so boorish. I also, don't have a person I have feelings for or anything, so, there's there's no need to hold back for my sake. Shannon's blood had all rushed to her head, and it looked like even she didn't know what she was babbling about. Jessica, who knew how Shannon normally was, seemed to be finding this hilarious. She couldn't hide her cackling laughter anymore. Is that true? I can't believe a cute girl like you would be single, Shannon-chan. I'm a servant, so, of course I don't have any relationships with boys, Which means that if Shannon ever wants a chance at getting herself a wonderful guy, he needs practice with relationships too, right? No, you both want the same thing. Hey, that'll be perfect. Just responsibly cheered the two of them on. By now, even George was hanging his head and turning red. George, I've been calling to you for a while now. Didn't you hear me? When Eva appeared in what was already an embarrassing situation, both of them got even more flustered. Jessica watched and laughed loudly. Mother! Sorry, I was so engrossed in our conversation. I didn't notice. Oh, Eva-sama, you have my deepest apologies. It looks like you young kids are getting really fired up together. You're all about that age. Oh, I know kids your age can talk about that sort of thing forever. Giggle, giggle, giggle. Come on, you're still young yourself, Aunt Eva. Please tell us all you and Uncle Hideyoshi met. Okay, that I want to know. Please. Oh my, there's no way I could say that. Where did you meet? Giggle, giggle, giggle. You really are so young. Giggle, giggle, giggle. Where did you meet? Oh my god, where? Is it like at a BDSM dungeon or something? For you not to be able to say that, like, that would also explain how Eva and Hideyoshi could meet and be together. So, what is it, Mother? You called because you wanted something, right? Your father and the rest have finished talking. We're going to talk to Grandfather about you, so come on. About me? What could that be? The same thing you were all talking about just now. You know what I mean, right? Making a lot of money. Oh, that isn't really something we need to talk to Grandfather about, right? What's going on? Wait, George, are you getting married? Congratulations! No. Didn't I just say I didn't have a particular woman I was interested in? That isn't something to brag about, is it? Good grief. Eva smiled bitterly, looking a little exasperated. Oh, I get it. George, it's one of those, right? A marriage meeting. A marriage meeting, you say? Well, yeah. Surely, as a man, George wanted to find a partner by himself and bring her home with him. So it seemed he thought it a bit pathetic to meet his partner for the first time in a marriage meeting arranged by his parents. Shouldn't marriage meetings be done at a more mature age? I still don't feel like I've become a full-fledged adult. Yeah, what did you see? What did you see? I've never stated. Probably 18? Of course, you have no desire to rush to an immediate engagement of marriage, right? There's nothing wrong with deepening your friendship first, and then having her moved to her family register after you've gotten older and settled down. Judging by Eva's forceful attitude and Joe's not coming till 1, the others could catch a glimpse of the story behind this marriage meeting. They didn't know who George was supposed to be meeting, but it was surely someone who would profit Eva's family in a business sense. The very fact that they'd be satisfied with a mere engagement to deepen the relationship between the two families, rather than an immediate marriage, made it feel like almost a political maneuver. You see, marriage isn't something you should enter into only after you started liking someone. You marry first, and then you adjust. If you marry based purely on emotions, you'll always end up regretting it. Wow, what a take. What a take. There's certainly nothing wrong with choosing a person with a secure background for your partner in life, and then developing your affection later. Oh, never! Isn't that kind of rude to Uncle Hideyoshi? I love that man. I want to always be with him, and to live my life by his side. I'm glad to know, Eva. I'm glad to know. Eva, that's wonderful. Truly splendid. Thank you. But we built up those feelings while we were husband and wife, you see? Oh, okay. So he didn't pull the bad bitch, he just got associated with her and then managed to convince her. And I believe that in the future, we'll be much closer than we are now. Yeah, you even died in the same room. I think that's what's best for a married couple. Still, I don't think you can use that to argue that it's okay to marry someone you don't even like. But it also doesn't mean that it's okay to marry anyone, as long as you like them. It only takes an instant to get married. But your life as a married couple will last a long time after that. Unless you divorce. So you should search with prudence and avoid making decisions based on momentary emotions. Do you think a matter like this would be better handled by us, rather than a person lacking in life experience, such as yourself? Evil Eva. That may be true, but... Oh my god, okay. Genuinely, when is this over? Like, I get it. He is in love with Shannon. Shannon is in love with him. His parents don't really agree. And Jessica is being like the best wingman ever. But... it's been 2 hours. It's soon going to be 2 hours. I'm tired. My mouth is tired. I want to speak. I want to read something else. Please. Talk about something that isn't George and his wife. I beg you. I'm proud of you, my only son. You've grown magnificently, and I'm sure you'll do us proud no matter where you go. And now that Butler has left the family register, Yafa's only male grandchild bearing his blood. We must prudently choose a fitting partner for you. As everyone related to the Ushurubia family knew, Eva adored George immensely. No shit, it's her son. But that didn't mean she had pampered him. She had been strict with him and had raised him into a wonderful boy who wouldn't betray her expectations. That was why she treasured him so. Your partner certainly won't be selected based on your parents' perfect and loves. I'll bring you a suitable and truly wonderful woman. At this moment, your maturity might make things seem unpleasant to you. But if you're going to take my advice on anything, listen to me now. Have I ever failed to act in your best interest? No, you haven't. That's enough for now. So, let's go. We're keeping father waiting. Hurry to the mansion. Well, sorry you two. See you later. George bowed to the two of them, and after bowing once more to Shannon, he dashed off to the mansion. I'll be going with him. Forgive me for interrupting such an entertaining conversation, Jessica. Shannon. No. Please, don't worry about it. Come on, Shannon. Let's go. Yes. It's okay. I'm sure you'll meet someone wonderful soon too, Jessica-chan. A wonderful person suitable for you. So, if he's at the same level as me, you mean a guy with shit grades? That kinda pisses me off. And of course, you too, Shannon. I'm sure that a wonderful man suitable for you will appear. Yes! Thank you very much. As the vet giggle is fouled, she approached Shannon's ear with the hand over her mouth, as though she was trying to tell her a secret. Huh? I'm sure you'll find a perfect match for a lowly servant like yourself. Based. Have you forgotten to be grateful for your education? Know your place. Nice. That's not what I meant. George is the eldest grandson carrying father's blood. He's a person who may bear the burden of the Ushurubia family someday in the future. To answer to that expectation, he has studied tirelessly, entered a wonderful college, and is getting wonderful grades. Did you really think you could snatch George away? You uneducated, incompetent, unqualified, uncultured servant? Those malicious words were all poured into Shannon's ear without spilling a drop. To Shannon, it was like cold water was being poured in there. I didn't mean... This was all whispered to Shannon in secret. And with the same as before, Jessica, we could only see Eva's expression. They didn't think it was anything other than Eva telling Shannon some embarrassing story about love. Eva is such a bit, I love her. I love it too, right? I love it too. She's a splash of water that was needed to like clear the scene, because holy shit, I wanted something to happen that wasn't like Shannon and George being in love with each other. All-star in action, hell yeah! When the secret conversation ended, Eva patted Shannon's shoulder as though she was urging her on. Don't worry. I'm sure you'll find a perfect match for a partner. Right? Giggle, 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 giggle. Okay, Jessica. See you later. Yeah, see you later. And make sure you tell me about you and Uncle Hideyoshi next time. No way! Eva laughed loudly and headed back to the entrance hall. Behind Jessica was cheerfully waving her hand. Shannon reflected very, very deeply on those words of Eva's about knowing her place. No shit. No shit. It's time for me to take a serious look at the fool of myself I've been acting. I forgot. Furniture. Furniture isn't human. So, I am a being who must feel gratitude for even being treated like a human. And I am not permitted to wish for anything more. People sometimes develop affection for furniture they're used to using. But it is an emotion on the human side, and furniture has no right to offer such a thing. It's enough that furniture serves with simple honesty day after day. That feeling I got when talking to George and Jessica is the same as a forbidden drug to me. Look at how Eva disassembled this furniture. Deserved. She disassembled it to rebuild it later. Deserved. There was like a little kink in it. The chair was making a creaking noise whenever you tilted it. I had to disassemble it and like rebuild it completely. Now it's fixed. In other words, it may be an emotion I must never experience.
Shannon,
you've had your head in the clouds for some time now. Do you not feel well? No. My apologies. Natsui's words were right on the mark. Even Shannon couldn't believe that she hadn't noticed Natsui until she had called. Normally, it was essential that she focus on her cleaning at this time of day. But she'd spent all her time sighing and hardly making any progress. Even when there aren't any guests around, you must always be alert. Behavior like this is shameful for an Ishiramiya family servant. Yes, ma'am. I will take care from now on. The head and my husband will return very soon. Have you finished cleaning the study? Have you finished cleaning the staircase? My apologies. Not yet. Yes, I know. So I didn't do it. Oh, someone else, okay. While you were plodding around cleaning the hallway, she finished cleaning the study and the staircase. That's because, I wanted to clean properly, so it took some time. Shannon was simple and honest, so she would always carry out her tasks seriously and properly, without any omission. So she was always slow with her work. In contrast, London clearly avoided doing extra work whenever it was possible, based. So she could complete her job with a result that looked almost the same to an outsider, but in a much shorter time. In other words, she was a shrewd employee. Compared to that, it's probably fair to say that Shannon wasn't very shrewd at all, talking back to Natsui when Natsui was in a bad mood. Of course, there was nothing that Natsui couldn't stand more than the servant talking back. Yeah, you're stupid. You're very stupid. Her forehead creased, and she spoke sternly. And yet, her slow and menacing style of speech was even more terrifying. And finally, when Shannon realized she had said the wrong thing.
ならば
That was the thunder.
丁寧な清掃を心がけなさい
That perhaps you should aim to do a truly thorough cleaning.
シャノン
Shannon, I order you to clean the reception hall right now. It is an important hall where several pictures treasured by the dead are displayed. Where honored guests of the Ushiromia family are welcomed. Clean it thoroughly, so that not a speck of dust remains, so that even you are satisfied. Of course, you will finish before the day is out. Oh my god. Until you finish that and report to me, you will not be permitted any food or rest. Wow. Understood? Yeah, yes, ma'am. That is good. Servants should endeavor to only use those words. The next time you talk back, your punishment will be even more severe, so with that in mind, engrave these words into your heart. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your guidance. You are welcome. God damn, she fucked up. Behaving as though her deck was troubling her, Natsuya headed off down the corridor. When she couldn't see her anymore, Shannon hung her head and sighed. This was what happened when she had her head in the clouds. Even though I'm bad at everything I do, I should be able to at least carry out the cleaning as well as an average person can, right? It's because I can't even perform that very well that I'm crying so pathetically. But what's even more shameful is that not only have I been unable to perform a single bit of cleaning well, but just now, when Natsuya was calling me, I imagined a person appearing and rescuing me. If only George were here, would he casually step in and save me? Surely he'd show up cheerfully, intentionally acting like he didn't know what was going on, neatly change the subject, and make me forget I'd ever been rebuked by Natsuya. I kept envisioning him, suddenly appearing from the other side of the door, or the other end of the hallway. I envisioned the kind of person that would be an appropriate partner for him in a marriage meeting. I envisioned, oh, in fitting it was for him, or in thinking I was for him. If I clearly told me, he's been repeating over and over in my dreams. You're still as clumsy as always, Nisa. Milady has been in a bad mood since this morning. But just now happened because you talked too much, when you should have just hung your head in silence. Cannon was suddenly here. Yeah, he just appeared out of nowhere. We love Cannon here. I changed my mind entirely on him. I thought he was like the worst character ever. But no, this guy, definitely one of the best. His footsteps were always quieter than the cat's, and he never left any trace of his presence. He probably could have stood there forever, and she still wouldn't have noticed him. The expression on Cannon's face was one of hatred. He made that expression for Shannon, who didn't know how to do it herself. Madame in London can fall into hell. That person knows where Madame checks and only cleans those areas. God damn. Her cleaning just now was like that. I know because I saw. She wasn't really cleaning. She's just the worst kind of parasite, ditching off your thorough cleaning. You mustn't use such dirty words. Dirty words pollute your clean soul, Clanton. So at least don't use those words in front of me. Okay? Cannon turned away as was sulking. It was a reaction that ate its true feelings, which was very like Cannon, but also a little happy. He was getting mad for my sake. Cleaning the reception hall will be tough. Allow. Thank you. But I was the one that I'm ordered, so don't worry. Don't you also have your own work, Cannon? It's a filthy job. My soul was polluted long ago. What, he has to clean the toilets? Is that it? Cannon then hung his head and bit his lower lip. Hearing you say you'll help is enough for me. If you don't go back to your own job, then you'll be punished as well. And that would make me sad. Shannon knew Cannon's character well. Sometimes he didn't think enough about himself. If I don't refuse forcefully, he'll help me even if it means neglecting his own job. Cannon was a little sad that his goodwill had been rejected. But he realized that what he was doing would only hurt her more in the end, and he gave a single, small sigh. Understood. Do your best, Nissan. Yes,
それに
and I am also partly to blame.
私にも責任はある。
姉さんには責任
You
なん
aren't
て
that
何も
full
な
at
い
all,
よ。
Nissan.
うん、
No,
あるの。
I am.
だから
So go now.
もう言って。
Cannon's face showed that he still hadn't completely accepted it, but without being any more obstinate, it disappeared. Even though Cannon came to give me words of comfort when I was down. Even so, I was rejected again because it wasn't him. That, in itself, was a sin. It went far beyond any dreams the likes of me could be permitted to see. I don't know my place. Shannon, when neglected breakfast, already felt the concentration begin to waver. But if she didn't finish cleaning the reception hall, she wouldn't receive Natsui's permission to eat. When are we gonna see Butler? Jesus, God, please. Like, Rule Natsui had surely told the kitchen something to that effect. I have to respectfully receive Madame's punishment. That's right. My position in the world is furniture, and I've been intoxicated by a dream that's beyond me. Oh, new scene. That's the first time we see this. I finished cleaning the hallway and went to the reception hall. Maybe my hunger made my nose more sensitive. I could sense a delicious aroma wafting from the kitchen, even though it was far away. My empty stomach was encouraged even more. Till I finished up here, I wouldn't get any soup. I just had to resolve myself to doing it. Several portraits were hung up in the reception hall. One of those portraits was thought to hold a special meaning amongst the servants. You should shatter it. You should like take a knife and destroy it. It was a portrait of the witch. That wasn't its true name, but everyone in the mansion called it that. The name of the woman with elegant blonde hair, drawn as the subject of that portrait, was Beatrice. It was whispered that she might be the former mistress of Kinzo, the family head, and also that she was a great witch who had given Kinzo the gold of the legend. The witch, Beatrice, master of the night on Rokenjima, she was gracious to those who respected her, but she would surely curse those who made light of her. It was in Shannon's character not to neglect rules and beliefs such as those, so she thought of the portrait of her other master as that person herself, and always treated it carefully, treasuring it. And it had become part of her daily routine to tell the witch, who only existed inside the portrait, the secrets of her heart. She was furniture. Furniture doesn't complain, cannot complain, so she had no right to speak her mind about her difficult days. She had no right to open her mouth and say those words, so she at least spoke her mind inside her heart. She spoke her mind inside her heart, using words she couldn't say aloud, and protested to the formless witch. Of course, the witch didn't answer. She didn't console and she didn't laugh it off. Shannon could only interpret that silence as she liked, as though the witch was responding agreeably. Beatrice, please listen to the story of my worthless self. Shannon wiped the dust from the witch's portrait. She spoke that inside her heart. I certainly am incompetent and uncultured, just as Emma said. I am not a person. So maybe I have no right to love. But in that case, why was I given a heart that can know love? At that point, Shannon held back her tears for a moment. The sound of the rain, which had started falling, along with the chill air in the reception hall, made her feel as though her shabbiness had increased another level. Real furniture doesn't have anything like a heart. So they don't have to love people, right? So they don't feel pain. If I'm just another piece of furniture, why do I have a heart? If it's going to be this painful and harsh, I wish I was never given a heart like this. Oh! I heard the cackling. Oh, I see. So, her heart was given to her furniture. It would seem that even that man is capable of some quite amusing things, every now and then. Cackle, cackle. What? The witch that never answered and laughed. Answered. And laughed. Wow. Was it my imagination? Was I hearing things? No, that's wrong. After all, the next words became a voice and I could hear them, not with my heart, but with my ears. Humans have continually searched for the elements that make up the world. Since before the modern era. It is said that in ancient times, the Greeks tried explaining the world with the 4 elements of wind, fire, water, and earth. And after that, over several millennia, humans added several elements to those 4, trying to explain the world with several interpretations, such as the 5 elements, the 6 elements, the 7 elements, the 8 elements, and the 12 elements. They were never able to describe the one sole truth that exists, the single element. However, a single man appeared by the guidance of the star and finally explained the single element that makes up the world. Know what it is? Love. It's love. Oh, what? Shannon carefully turned around. Oh shit! Hi, Beatrice! What's up? Right there, she existed. Not as an illusion, but as a reality. The contrast made by the lightning made it clear that this was no mere daydream. Love. Holy shit, I found it out! Holy shit! I'm so good at video games! The one element, holy shit, it's love! Oh yeah! Oh fuck yeah! That's so good! Gecko. The witch of the port elegantly held the golden pipe to her mouth and giggled. You love to see that. We love to see that, yeah. She laughed at the ignorance that causes humankind's thoughts to play far from the most simple answer. The man explained everything in the world with love. That is a single element. That man fully explained that the world was constructed with the smallest possible number. Oh, simple and clear, was splendid, exhilarating, pleasant, and thrilling. The year that man was finally born is called the start of the modern era. What, you mean Jesus? Are you talking about Jesus? Cackle. Shannon lost any words to speak. She felt that when first meeting an unknown guest, her first word should be to ask that person's name. But without saying anything, Shannon knew this person's name, so she refrained. No, surely it would be the greatest disrespect for someone who lived or worked on silent to ask this woman her name. After all, she was the other master of the silence, beside Kingler. Beatrice-sama. Indeed! I am Beatrice! Even after 1,000 years, I see that people still always give me that look when we first meet. Cool. The witch giggled, although Shannon's reaction didn't betray her expectations. Shannon realized that she had met with a being that mustn't be met with, and she took a step backwards. At first the wall in the portrait whirred, so even as she gazed at the witch's portrait was touching her back. The source of your troubles is love. Love, the single element that makes up this world. In other words, it is everything in this world. When it is lacking, then your world is lacking too. It is no different than scooping water into a canteen with a hole in it. Even if you scoop and scoop, that eternal desert of the heart never fills. It is the original sin that humans have founded upon and everything is made of. Understand? When Adam and Eve put the fruits of knowledge to their lips, love is what they learned of. Because of that, humans were chased out of the garden and became fully human. Which means that knowing love and suffering is what makes one human. You can't have the child. You are to be praised. Know that you have gained this knowledge. You are no longer furniture. You are now human. I recognize that with all the authority of my name. Is she a nice person? Why would she do this? Why would Beatrice do this? What is Beatrice's incentive here? Is it hard for a common person to understand? Very well then. Cackle. Forgive me. It's been a long time since I have spoken with a human. Allow me to apologize for my talkativeness. While waiting for a reply from Shannon, Beatrice laughed pleasantly for a while. Your absence isn't much by way of an apology, but I would be willing to grant that wish of yours with my power, if you so desire. What? Huh? The meaning of those words surprised Shannon even more than the witch's sudden appearance. What? I'm offering to bring you and the one you love together. Normally I would demand something of equal value in return. Cool. However, I am in a good mood. And you have never failed to pay your respects to me in the past. That is something worth rewarding. Is that true? Normally, Shannon would have been shocked and struck dumb by this seemingly impossible guest. However, almost as though she was already under the witch's spell, Shannon responded. With my magic, it would be no trouble at all to arrange for you to be joined with the one you love. Yes, of course. Shannon almost said that without thinking, but held back with her last peak of common sense. After all, this is a witch. A sinister being. The witch Beatrice is clearly trying to slip in through the cracks in my art and take me prisoner. That's all the temptation, which so many fairy tale picture books warned me about when I was young, is right in front of me now. Here is also a form of respect. It may be pleasant for me, but we will make no progress this way. I may not differ much from the image of a detestable witch that you hold in your mind. However, I do bestow my favor upon those who respect me. Aren't humans the same? Well, I doubt any human would bestow a favor upon one with such a hostile attitude. My apologies. I didn't mean... Shannon eventually realized how rude she was acting towards this guest. And she finally digested the words that had been spoken to her a short while ago. You are no longer furniture. No, you are human. As she reflected upon those words, Shannon felt as though the witch understood all her worries. What was that? Just now? About a reward? I said I can arrange for you to be joined with a man who has captured your heart. Think of it as a sign of my gratitude for your diligence in polishing my portrait day after day. What's the catch? Come yourself. I asked for nothing in return. There has to be a catch. Oh, here she is. Here she is, okay. I am generous. However, though I ask for nothing in return, I do have a request. Then you ask for something in return. Look, here it comes. Part of Shannon's thought sent her a warning. This is what all the scary picture books she read when she was little and wondered about. Do you know of the small Taurian shrine that have been constructed on the ocean, there near this island, which you can see when you gaze at the cliffs? I remember the shrine. Yes, that is something I remembered. Shannon immediately remembered it. When you reached Okajima by boat, there was a Tauri and a shrine on the reef. It was too small to be even called an islet. Yes, I knew it. I fucking knew it. I remember that. I knew this would be relevant. I knew. From the start. Right? When they established there was a shrine on the island, I went, they can't be bringing up a shrine and it never becomes relevant. You can't. It has to become relevant later. I knew it. Pretty sure Kumasawa told me its history, but I can't remember it well. A traveling Shugenja, kind of holy man, had built it for prayed there or something. Yes, I know about it. Why do you bring it up? I will now explain everything, including the very basics to one ignorant of demons. Simply put, it's causing me trouble. The truth is, there's a mirror kept inside that shrine. I want you to break it. It was quite a suspicious request. Shannon didn't know the details, but anything stored inside a shrine would have to be something sacred. And she wants me to break it? Why would a witch ask a human for help instead of doing it herself? There was no need for Shannon to speak her thoughts so loud. Okay, I think this is important. I think this is important. Give me a second. I think this is what she looked like. The black dress, here we go. And with gold all over. Something like that, right? Let's say this is what she looks like. And here's a mirror. We're gonna draw a mirror. There we go. Okay. Okay, give me a second to draw it. Let's make the mirror out of gold, maybe. I don't know, like this, right? I'm gonna draw a face like this. There you go. Perfect, perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, and how do I represent it? How do I represent that she hates it? That's the question. Is that well treating water at George? It is, it is, it is. It is indeed. Okay, give me a second. Okay. There we go, perfect. Note it down for the future. And yes, as I said, this is well shooting water at George because he deserves it. Okay, let's move on. I think this is an important detail to remember later. Beatrice responded to Shannon's reasonable doubt before Shannon could give her answer. The magical power of the mirror opposes my own. I cannot explain it well with human words. For example, let us speak of the difference between utensils. That mirror is a fork, and my power is soup. You cannot drink soup with a fork, right? Right? And if only the resistance of that mirror were gone, I could produce a spoon ideal for drinking soup. After that, I could drink soup as I pleased, and even dig my way out of the rocky prison. I could even gouge someone's eye out with it. Was that not the phrase? Wait. Why can't she ask skins though? Wait, I need to add that she's asking this to waifu bait. Give me a second. I need to add that she's asking waifu bait. And okay. And give me a second. Okay, give me. I want it to be perfect. Like our most notable feature. Here we go. Here we go. Perfect. Here you go, perfect. Now I remember it. I will remember it perfectly. Cackle, cackle. I don't know what you're talking about. My poor education is to blame. I apologize. It comes down to this. If you take action and break that annoying mirror for me, I shall grant your wish as a reward. I am in quite a good mood lately. You may even change your wish and receive all the gold I bestowed upon Kinzo if you so desire. Really? Okay. That mirror must be very fucking important. What is in there? What? Wait, is this a point where the timeline diverges? Right? Is it going to be like every episode has a different timeline because Beatrice barges in at a random point to talk to characters and make them act differently? I think that might be it. We'll see. But that is quite a reward. I refuse. What? When she heard Shannon's words, Beatrice realized for the first time that her expectations had been betrayed. If you have a reason, tell me. If there has been some misunderstanding, I shall resolve it. I don't really understand the reason. But up until now, the island has been at peace and nothing bad has happened. So, even if I don't break the mirror, the peace that has existed until today should continue into the future. Yes, you are quite right. It's just as you say. If you don't break the mirror, the same unbreakable days that have passed until now will continue into tomorrow and the next day. Why don't I give you an absolute guarantee? I shall stake my name, Beatrice, on it. The unbreakable days before this day, this time, will continue to tomorrow and the next day. And for eternity, in perpetuity. Shannon felt overwhelmed by an eerie illusion. The mirror probably existed for the purpose of restraining the witch. So, if Shannon broke it, the person who stood to gain was supposedly the witch herself. And yet, Shannon somehow felt that she had to do it for her own sake. It felt like some premise had been switched around. I will do nothing but grant you a chance to bring your feelings to fruition. It's up to you to decide whether you'll break it or not. If you break it, I shall grant your wish. If you don't, the tomorrows that came before today will continue for all eternity. Your wish will not be granted for all time. Do you understand? Do you see what I mean? Cackle, cackle. The witch was speaking. She was pressing Shannon, saying she must break the mirror if he ever wanted to be united with George. It was a declaration that Shannon's feelings would never be brought to fruition unless she broke it. Please, stop it! I don't want to hear something like that! It was never my goal to cause you pain. Oh well, when love leads to madness, that is when you see the true charm of humanity. Enjoy that emotion to your heart's content. However, if you wish to borrow my power, feel free to break that mirror at any time. And then you may yell my name and awaken me. I will certainly keep my promise. This way, you should have no complaints, right? I won't force you to decide right now. Easy, is it not? Was it really such an easy thing to do? No, it certainly wasn't. To Shannon, who was burning with infatuation and worried by love, being tempted. Did the reposition of the wish, like the inheritance thing, are they saying that started? Because right before the thing, Shannon broke the mirror, which caused George to give her a ring. Is this what happened? I won't set a time limit on the promise. But there is a time limit on the magic that can grant your wish. That limit is not of my making. The one you love will decide it himself. You see my meaning? No, I don't understand. When the one you care for finds a partner to whom he ought to pledge his love, that limit will be reached. I may be a witch, but I am no demon. I possess no magic to tear apart a pair of those who love each other. Cackle, cackle, cackle. The one you love will soon be attending a marriage meeting, yes? You may have stronger feelings for that man than anyone else in the world. However, that doesn't mean you are the most suitable partner for him, does it? I know with whom you will be having his marriage mission. That girl is the most suitable for Ushiramiya George in the entire world. Oh. He came from a good school, achieved good grades, and possesses both composure and thoughtfulness. He is more beautiful than you, wiser than you, more suitable than you. Who could an ignorant, incompetent, uncultured girl like you be suitable? You know better than anyone. There are none less suitable than you. Even imagining that you and Ushiramiya George could be joined is sinful and foolish. You know your place. Have you forgotten to be grateful for your education? Know your place. George is the eldest grandson carrying father's blood. He's the person who may bear the burden of the Ushiramiya family someday in the future. To answer to that explanation, he has studied tirelessly, entered a wonderful college, and is getting wonderful grades. Did you really think you could snatch George away, you uneducated, incompetent, unqualified, uncultured servant? She's saying the exact same thing. As ever, I see. What is that laugh sound on top of the rest? Like on top of the voice acting, there is a laugh sound that is playing. Stop it! Don't bully Shannon! Who the hell are you? That time, a Shannon elder held her head, trying to protect her heart from the blade of Beatrice's words. Ahahaha, dot wav. Yeah, I love that sound. Shannon's right in front of her. But then form it as a link because there's a dot at the end. I've had it happen. Shannon didn't care who this woman was. This was an enemy tormenting Shannon, whom he loved and respected as a sister. Nothing else mattered. Shannon! Stay back! This person is... It seemed Shannon also realized the being standing before him was the witch of the portrait. And also, that she was something to be feared. I simply wished to give Shannon a chance to claim a reward, but it seemed to hit too much and ended up hurting her. I must apologize for that. What is that song? Oh, it's that song. It's a song about a fish, right? What's the name? But I shall leave behind that promise as a reward to you. If you need my power, call me at any time. Fish owner, yes, exactly. It's fishy. I was about to make a sex joke and I realized I won't. I realized I won't make the sex joke. I've already told you how. Well then, let us call it a night. Those stargazers may be pleasant, but they damage your beauty, yes? Cackle, cackle, cackle. Disappear. I don't know who you are, but you're threatening Shannon. Don't ever show yourself again. And his words seem to deeply annoy the witch. Watch your language, lowborn. I may be gracious to those who respect me, but I am brutal to those who do not. But she still smiled, the witch's face began to twist itself. And an oppressive feeling. Oh, it's that sound. That couldn't be noticed with any of the five senses, gradually filled the room. Even though they couldn't understand it, they immediately realized it was something terrifying. When you swim in the ocean and swapping loud patches by in the water beneath you, you want to escape to land, even before you learn what it is. That's exactly what this was like. Please stop, Beatrice-sama! Shannon is still a child. Apologize for his language. Shannon pressed his body between the witch and Shannon. There was tense sweat on his forehead. At that time, the witch surely held Shannon's fate in the palm of her hand. She didn't even need to lift a finger. She held a grasp on his fate so tight that a single twist of her smile could easily crush it. Shannon understood that as well. So he started sweating. His knees felt weak. Arm spaghetti. There's vomit on his shirt already. Mom spaghetti. However, Beatrice abruptly released a feeling of tension and laughed.
よかろう
Very well.
そなたが
If you ask, I will forgive you just this once. Shannon, is it?
彼女に免
In
じ
deference to her, I shall forgive you tonight and send you off.
感謝す
You
る
ought to thank me.
がよさって
Well then, let us call it a
解
night.
散する別れの
In
挨拶
parting, I shall leave you with a small
一つに
souvenir.
二人とも
Hold out the palm of your left
左
hands,
手
you
の手
too.
のひらをこちらへかざす
When Beatrice grinned broadly and snapped her fingers, their left hands stretched out in front of them against their will, and their palms opened. It was a strange sensation, as though only their left hands now belonged to someone else. It felt like only their left hand had become puppets, which were being pulled by strings hanging down from the ceilings. What? What are you trying to do? Cannon resisted, but he couldn't retract his hand of his own free will.
騒
Don't
ぐ
struggle. It will be over soon.
すぐに済む
When Beatrice held her pipe aloft, the gold-colored sparkling dust came out of the smoke and hovered in the air. That sparkle eventually became several gold butterflies. The beautiful butterflies danced freely throughout the reception hall, forming a fantastical and beautiful world. And two of those butterflies alighted on a palm of Shannon in Cannon's hand. Ouch! There was a sharp pain, as though they had been burnt. As the two of them tried to examine their palms that hold onto their bodies, which had been there a second ago, had gone without a trace. A mark? What is... There was a tiny burn mark on the palm of her hand. It was shaped like a butterfly. What is this supposed to be? Apparently Cannon had the same mark on his hand. He stared at the witch hatefully.
単なる挨拶
Simple greeting.
体は
I
な
have no hidden motive.
ただのあざ
It is nothing more than a bruise, so it will heal in just a few days.
手当ての
There's not even any need to care for it.
それは
I make that mark so that tomorrow you will not forget that I truly was here, that I made a
そな
promise
た
with
と
you.
約束を交わしたことを
Oh,
明日に忘
I
れさ
see.
せぬための印
Smart.
だ
Smart
あなた
Beatrice.
との出会いは
An encounter with me can be quite shocking.
翌朝に
Sometimes, when the next morning comes, people try to think of such an encounter as a dream or an illusion.
はゆっ
You ought to consider this slowly and carefully, Shannon.
そしてゆっ
And you should probably take a good rest. Look at my mark tomorrow morning and try considering it again. I shall not coerce you in any way. You should freely decide your future by your own will. Still, to think that one could obtain the objective of the desire for such a small price. Surely, this will annoy to no end the great artists who write plays about blighted love. Cackle, cackle, cackle. Well then, let us meet again when the chance arises.
Oh,
entertaining is it? Oh my god, to have a conversation again after so much time. I have the hiccup. I have an hiccup. It's an awful one too. Goodbye, furniture. Didn't she say she was human? Did you lie, Beatrice? Beatrice lied. Can't believe it. Beatrice's body crumbled like smoke and blew away. It was golden smoke. No, a cloud of gold butterflies. They scattered in all directions inside the reception hall, leaving a golden splash before disappearing into thin air. After that, only the cold silence was left. It was so silent, it made both of them think they might have been daydreaming until just a moment ago. Which was why the witch had left those marks. He had done so to make it impossible for them to think that it was a daydream. But Shannon and Cannon remembered the butterfly bruises on their hands and the pain they felt when they were being made. They kept standing still, stunned. And from that moment on, Shannon was tormented by days of suffering and conflict. I see. I think that's where we're gonna stop. Alright, let's stop here for today. I think we're gonna stop here because my mouth is tired and I'm hungry as hell. So we're gonna stop and I'm gonna go lay down. That was fun. That was fun except for the part where I had to read way too many George lines. I'm not gonna lie. I like the section where she came up. I don't like the part where I had to speak about Shannon's and George's relationship for like an hour 30 minutes. But I do understand why Shannon would be pushed to accept it now. Right? Like, it makes sense. Alright, let's stop here. Beginning of Ep 2 is pretty slow. It's even slower than episode 1, I feel. Good stream. It was. I had fun. I just realized that the entire time, the thing for the background of the stream was above the chat itself. I just realized that. Fuck. Normally there's a background behind it to make the chat like pop out more, so you can actually read it. But it was the wrong way around. Oopsie. But yeah, bye bye everyone. Thank you for coming. Here we go.